How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Yeah, a little bit of Grimm up at this piece in the form of their Pearly Dewdrops. This is a table beer with spelt grains and Britannomyces, and it comes courtesy my boy Kyle from Brooklyn. Yeah, he sent this off with a box of beer, whole bunch of beers, and this one's got me intrigued because I've dug what Grimm has produced pretty much across the board, from their stouts to their saison, to their wild kind of mixed culture stuff, to their hazies. But a table beer with Brett, pretty light, gentle stuff. We get an ABV on here, 4.3% alcohol by volumes. And you're talking about spelt and Brett. So you're talking about something that's going to be a little bit grain driven, a little bit yeast driven. Something, I think, a little bit different than what I've had from them. So that in of itself is pretty cool. Label-wise, it's what Grimm does, and I really dig it. It's kind of whimsical kind of labeling with a beautiful kind of quality label. It looks like table beer. Pinky finger, crumbly white head, soft, hazy, pale ale-ish kind of vibe to it. So it looks all the part of a table beer. Let's get nose. I mean, there's so much citrus in this. It's got to be a combination of hops and Brett. Just the way that kind of citrus comes off as a bright kind of lemon lime with a nice dollop of a grapefruit sweetness to it. Yeah, it's so beautiful. That's exactly what my favorite note when it comes to Brett. It's usually the citrus side of Brett, your Brett C thing going on, and it's showing that in spades. I'm getting a nice sweetness, not an overly grainy thing, not like a spelty thing, just a nice kind of malty sweetness with this beautiful kind of citrus, what I believe is from hops, and also from that Brett. Smells infinitely drinkable, super tasty. Might be one of those pH balanced, awesome beers that kind of, I talk about belonging inside of you. I mean, it always sounds kind of pornographic or weird, but it's like one of those beers where the pH balance is perfect with like the human body. If it's one of those, someone's gonna be happy. Let's dive in. Cheers. It is one of those beers. You get enough citrus in here, and you get a little citrus pop to it, to where it's not completely neutral across the board, because you do get a soft little bump of acidity, but the beer itself goes down criminally easy. That citrus is the star of the show here. Beautiful, soft, fluffy, without being dense kind of mouthfeel to it. That spelt grain really actually does come through in the taste. It gives you this kind of unbaked bread kind of graininess to it, or underbaked kind of soft, kind of doughy, a little bit doughy kind of breadiness to it, but not in a hefty kind of way. You marry that with that super beautiful mouthfeel, and then you can add that cherry on top, which is the main player throughout the whole beer, which is that soft but meaningful citrus, which again has to be coming from a combination of hops and actually that Brett, for such a beautiful drinking beer. That this is the stuff that I want to come out of my faucet. This is that beer. This is the Swarz. This is the Wunderkammer. This is those kind of beers that really do hit on that table tip that I love so much. That it's what I want coming out of my faucet when I turn it on. If you could make this 2.5%, I would be okay with this being potable water. Being the water that was pumped to my house. Well, we have a well on the farm here, but you know what I'm talking about. As opposed to just water. Because this is fantastic. And probably one of the better table beers I've had in recent memory. I mean, that's it. Review's over. I've told you everything you need to know about the beer. That's how it comes off. Even comes off with like foodery. I wonder if there's a soft dryness to it I didn't really talk about. They didn't talk about putting it in a fooder. I'm assume they would have mentioned that, but it has a soft dryness to it. It's probably the Brett at play there. It gives us a little bit of oak tannin thing, but I think it's more of that yeast characteristic. But all in all, it's just by far and away Mount Rushmore status. One of the better table beers I've had as of late. Value and availability, no idea on this. Kind of let us know what's what and leave you with if you like what we like this beer. If you like table beer, man, drinking beer, just beer. This is beer. This is beer. I mean, I say that about a lot of beer. I say that about a good aged barley wine. I say that whatever. But, you know, this is it, man. This is kind of like the stuff that I want to drink all day long if I'm going to hang out with family and friends. I think that's the best kind of beer. So if you like those kind of things, you'll like this. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing a podcasting thing, hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Grimm right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.